It's hard to believe establishment stunned as Trump gains wealthy, well-educated voters. And I saw that headline and I thought to myself, that last thing Lindsey Williams said was that if Trump looked like he was going to get the nod and things were going to go well for him, that there would be some kind of, false flag or terrorist attack or whatever it was sometime around June, July, or August, or in those 3 months, somewhere around there. And there would be no elections because, we got to deal with this problem and, martial law kind of a thing. But that was also the video where I said, Lindsey Williams never said, my elite friend said such and such. He never said that, which means his elite friend didn't say it. So, or is it possible that he did, but Lindsey Williams didn't say that? I don't think so, because he's always said, well, my elite friend, I just got the phone, or he just emailed me. He always says that. And he didn't say that at all. So I got that whole, my thought was that, okay, this is an opinion. He's kind of saying the same old stuff, and then he has that piece in there about, Trump, if it's looking good for him, then there'll be this terrorist attack in the middle of the year. And now if it happens, then he clearly knew and must have talked to his elite friend and just didn't say it, which, again, that would be a first for me. I never ran across that with him before. But I think Donald Trump is definitely making them quite nervous, and they're going to have to, maybe they've realized, guys, we can't pull the old assassination attempt this time. Like, this isn't going to work this time. Too many people are awake to that. But a terrorist attack, on the other hand, we have to halt the elections for a while. Wink, wink. We might be able to pull that off. Because, ISIS, if it's fresh in their minds, and we've had some little news stories, some guys from ISIS said in Chicago, when they had those refugees come in, they went up to Chicago, and a white van came by and yelled out, "We're ISIS, and we're here to kill you." And police couldn't track them down, right? So they'll pump those news stories back to refresh your memory, and, oh, yeah, they did say that, and they couldn't find the van, and it's all nonsense. Not to mention my theory on Chicago, CME Group, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, they control the paper market for COMEX, all the commodities. And with China taking over, holy crap. Have you seen, it's options expiration. We're on the second day of it, and, well, I'm doing this video Friday, but it's Thursday night. You'll see it Friday, or you'll actually see it Saturday. I'm saving this video for Saturday. But precious metals rallied? When has that happened? On options expiration, they rallied before it, they're rallying during it, and are continuing to rally? Right? Doesn't make sense. But if a terrorist attack happened at the right time and happened to be in Chicago and take out the CME Group, then we could say, oh, well, all of our exchanges are down, and since it's all a mess, China's in a position to kind of take over. We think we're going to let, China, you can take over now. And just kind of quietly go away. Because they can't default. They're not going to default. I've said this over and over again. There's no way they will default at the COMEX. And everyone's going to say, oh my God, they ran out of silver and gold. They don't have it. They will shut that thing down for some reason unknown currently. They'll find a reason, it'll shut down, and they won't have to deal with it. And they may say at the present time, we're going to settle all contracts with paper. You can't demand delivery, of course, but we declare force majeure. Here's your paper payoff. Your accounts are now closed. Have a nice day. Take your money and go play with it. Which, coincidentally enough, will probably be around the time silver and gold go crazy. That's just a theory of mine, by the way, only based off of what I saw the club do on 9/11. So if history repeats itself, then the club will need to take out something in Chicago, namely with those commodities, CME Group. Totally my opinion. I have absolutely no proof that this could happen other than, again, my opinion. But they ain't going to default. The club doesn't default. Not happening. Not only is Donald Trump likely to gather the most votes of any GOP presidential nominee ever, having swept the East Coast and crushed the anti-Trump alliance between Kasich and Cruz even before it made the news cycle. But now, as Reuters reports, the GOP establishment faces an even bigger problem. Wealthy, well-educated voters helped carry the Republican frontrunner to victory last week, a demographic the famously blunt-spoken billionaire had struggled to attract in the past. As we noted previously, with a number of states remaining, including California, Trump is set to surpass current record holder George W. Bush, who received 10.8 million votes in 2000. And as Reuters also reports, it's not just angry blue-collar white men. Trump's sweep of Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, Connecticut, and Rhode Island on Tuesday include wins in some of the richest and best educated counties in the country, like Fairfield County, Connecticut, and Newport County, Rhode Island, and added to victories in his more traditional strongholds of white working-class neighborhoods. Exit polls from Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and Maryland showed Trump winning about half of Republican voters with college degrees and over half of Republican voters making more than $100,000 a year. On its face, it is hard to believe he'd be improving with a demographic group that has been so averse to his style, his denigrating language, said Randall Miller, a professor at American politics at St. Joseph's University in Pennsylvania. But I think people may have gotten used to Trump. He's not as outrageous as he used to be, he said, adding that familiarity with the businessman's brand in the Northeast may also have helped him. But with Trump far ahead of his rivals, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz of Texas and Ohio Governor John Kasich, in the race for the presidential nomination, Miller said Republican voters of all stripes may become more resigned to voting for Trump. I think it is possible he replicates this. And finally, it says, Trump has historically done well in areas where the collapse of important local industries has put stress on working families, propelling his popularity among poorer white voters drawn to his rhetoric about inept government and failed international trade deals. A Franklin and Marshall College voter survey released last week showed Trump's message of disaffection had sunk in across the state. Just under 40% of voters cited government and politicians as the most important problem facing Pennsylvania, with unemployment, personal finances ranked a distant second at 14%. In the affluent Maryland suburbs, which actually, I'll stop there. It reminds me of when a few years ago, I think it was the first or second Obama term? I'm trying to think. And I turned on the TV, they're having the debates, it's the Obama and, the big boys. And then I turn on the, like the freaking public access channel or like C-SPAN or some crap. Oh, there's the third party debates. And I'd kind of go back and forth. And I'd listen to the third party. And the questions they were being asked and the answers they were giving was like, oh my God, you guys are on the money. This is what we need to be focusing on. Yes. And then I go back to the clown show, the two-party show. What do you think about the college education system? 30 seconds, respond, please. What do you think about women's rights of abortion? 1 minute to respond, please. Again, this is kind of like asking those questions when the Titanic's sinking. And one person's like, oh my God, I've got the most important question. I've got the biggest answer. What the hell are you guys doing with this crap? Oh, it's my turn. The freaking ship's sinking. Are we going to man the lifeboats or not? Open the freaking lifeboats. Does everybody get in? I'll turn that channel off. Boat's unsinkable. What do you think about cats? You like cats? I've got 3 cats. 1 male, 2 female. And they were scratching up my carpet until we got them a couple of different scratching posts. 30 seconds to respond, please. That's the clown show. So, again, people, at least like me at the time, whatever my mindset was, third party, the questions, the answers, yes, they get it. This is it. This is what we need. Nope, you got to go to C-SPAN, public access to view it. Fox News, CNBC, CNN, they've got the clowns on. What do you think about the college education system? The country's falling apart. Massive unfunded liabilities. Speaking of college, $1.3 trillion in unpayable debt. You want to talk about that? Let's talk about that. So Trump is talking like those third-party candidates I was telling you about. He's saying the right stuff. He's focusing on the major problems. And the people are starting to say, that's what's important to me. What was their number one thing they said? Government and politicians. That's what we're focused on. We need to change that. So hold on. A distant second was unemployment and personal finances. Distant second. We need to get the government under control. And that's exactly what Donald Trump's been preaching about. So people are starting to wake up. They're hearing his message and they're saying, that's what we need to deal with. So all this noise, cruise, Kasich, garbage, you know, those are the clowns that will be on. Oh, what do you think about the whatever? Should we send a manned mission to Mars in the year 2022? What? 30 seconds on that comment. You know, the whole damn building's burning down. 30 seconds on that. So, the building's burning. Should you ask a different question? Or matter of fact, don't even ask, give a statement. Everyone please evacuate, the building's burning. No, it's not important. Don't take the mic time for that. We need to find out about, you know, kittens and puppy dogs and college and public school system. And yeah, that's what we need. We need more administration fluff and gloat in the public school system, you know, with these, like I did the other day, these massive pensions, $250,000 pension, was barely a school administrator somehow, then got rehired to the school, even though he's collecting the first pension, and is able to make $300,000 a year. So $300,000 salary plus his $250,000 pension. These guys making $500,000 as a freaking nobody, useless school administrator, public school. And people are just going to sit there and, well, you know, I got my tax bill in this year. Oh, it went up again. Oh, you're up north? Oh, $25,000 tax bill. Every year. That's your property taxes. And, it's itemized. It's itemized. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what is the big hog of all my $25,000 practically? $23,000 of it is the public school system. Huh. And when a person sees that, their mind says, school, children, teachers, principals, learning. Doesn't hurt that bad when I have to pay it, but damn, it still hurts. No. You need to get that out of your mind. It's not school teacher, principal, children, school facility. It's what district of the school are you in? Oh, you're in such and such county? How many districts are there? And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, how many? There's 200 districts? Which means there's 200 different administrative groups overseeing this and making rule changes, right? They got to pretend like they're doing stuff. They can't just get paid for nothing, right? And then they get their pension and they go back to work while collecting the pension. And next thing you know, they're making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. Is that where our money should be going? Not even kind of. Again, when government gets in, it just grows and grows. It's like a nasty old pimple. It just keeps growing and growing and growing until one day it bursts. And then when it bursts, it kind of ends like Venezuela. We're going from a 5-day work week to a 4-day work week. Breaking news, we're going from a 4-day work week to a 3-day work week. Breaking news again, we are going from a 3-day work week to a 2-day work week for government employees. So what you're saying is we've flip-flopped. We worked like the old bumper stickers and shirts would say. I'd say that we, what does it say? We work 2 days and go fishing the other 5. For those of you that want to live that life, Venezuela is right, not too awfully far from the United States. They've got it there now. You can, well, I got to be honest with you. You might fish for 5 days and work for 2 days, but you're not going fishing for fun. You're going fishing to stay alive. Just want to share that with you. Take care.